When people think about worship, they often picture a church service with music and people singing. I think worship is a lot more than that. And so we're going to look at lots of different ways that I think we can express our worship to God, body, soul, and mind. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me over these last few weeks. It's been fun to be able to kind of unpack some of my daily rhythms and daily cadences of how I try to just worship and honor God through really just the kickoff of my day, but throughout my whole day. And so I've been trying to highlight some of those daily rhythms for you guys, and from silence and solitude to visualization and affirmation. And last week we looked at the body and how we use our bodies to worship God. Well, today we're going to hop back into the mind, and we're going to look at how we can worship God through our mind through reading specifically. This is one I think that is probably the most popular and most common. People probably understand the most, but I just wanted to give some real practical things for you real fast to encourage some of you that maybe are just new at this, but maybe some of you just need to come back to the basics. So reading obviously is going to stem with God's Word, the Bible. And so we want to be in the Word. We want to be knowing the Word. We want to spend time with the Word. And so really that's why I put it in the beginning of my day. And so after I've had my time of just quietness, after I've had some time to just look at the promises of God and just visualize what God is doing and what He wants to do, and offering Him my day and just inviting Him into it, I like to then come to the Word. And really those things are stemmed off the Word already. The promises of God we're going to find in here. The things that we want to set our minds to and focus on visually are in here. And so coming to His Word is just going to be the thing that gives us the foundation, that grounds us. Then we're going to do that throughout the day in all different ways. As we run into situations, we want to come back to this, and we want to basically look at it and say, okay, does that line up with what God's Word says, what His Bible says? So a couple real practical ways, though, to get into the Word. One would be really simply get a psalm or a proverb into your life in the morning. I think it's a great way to connect with just the human emotions that we have as people. I think the Psalms do a great way to express that. And the Proverbs a great way to just get in some of God's Word and some of His truth in that way. And so some of the wisdom that's in the book of Proverbs are awesome. And so if you can put a psalm and a proverb into the beginning of your day to help think and meditate on and process and contemplate, I think that's a great way to go. I know obviously some of you guys have reading plans, and that's a great way to just digest God's Word over the course of a year or several years. And so looking at a couple chapters or a couple verses, or maybe reading one of the smaller books over and over for a week, those are great ways to just be in God's Word. And I think if you can couple that with some other resources, you can really start to study and unpack and understand some of those passages that might be more challenging. So grab some commentaries, grab some subjects based off of what you're reading, and just dive into those things and spend a little more time than usual maybe and in reading what you're discovering and what God's showing you. Maybe camp out on a subject for a while. I know for myself, I picked a subject a few years back, and I'm still kind of just studying it and looking at it and unpacking it. And so don't feel like you have to go super fast. And don't feel like you have to go super slow. Find a pace that works for you, that you keep engaging with God and you keep talking to God and you keep understanding your relationship with Him. And that's really what this is His way of talking to us. So take what time you need and use it and use it wisely, because this is our number one, I think, piece of reading that I want to encourage you and express for you guys to be in. Now, obviously there are some other things I would encourage you to read as well. There's some great devotionals out there. There's some great prayer books out there. Valley of Vision is one that I've been reading over the last couple of years and I really enjoy as far as prayers. There's My Utmost for His Highest and Morning and Evening with Spurgeon. Those are both great devotionals that just unpack a verse or two and kind of their thoughts on it, but they're very great things to just chew on and kind of mull over throughout the day or process in the morning or maybe close your night with. So I encourage you to check out some devotionals like that. And then on top of that, I would highly encourage extracurricular reading as well. And I would allow lots of different subjects into that arena. I think it's important for us to just know the different things that are going on around the world, and so be reading just different topics that are maybe popular going on right now, just so you can be aware of them, and then you can look at them through the lens of God's Word. Go back in time and look at history, look at just popular, famous characters throughout history, leaders. There's great biographies out there about people that have lived amazing lives, and it's just awesome the things that we can glean from, and maybe some of the practical things that we can learn from these people. Science and nature, there's so much to read about. There's business and leadership and self-help books and things about the mind and psychology, and just so many great things to be able to learn and grow in. And God has given us these minds to worship and honor Him with. And so the things that we can consume in a good way and learn and apply to our lives to help live out this truth better, I think just really encourages us. I know for me, there's been some amazing just different self-help books, business books, books about the mind that have just helped me really practically unpack and unlock a lot of different things going on in my life. And so I'd encourage you to take those, obviously look at them through the lens of the Word and see what's true and what's not true, and then go from there. But just be reading. And I also want to encourage you to maybe be reading in different ways. I know it's good to do small little bursts. I know it's good to do big long sessions where you just really sit down and contemplate over a section. But find different ways that work for you, different times in the day that work for you. Maybe at your lunch break, maybe in the evening you're reading an extracurricular book, but in the morning you're reading the Word. But find different ways like that to incorporate reading into your life. And I would really challenge you to try to commit at least an hour a day to reading. Obviously, we want the Word to be that first thing, but put in some other books as well there into other chunks of the day, and find a way to just read more and consume more of just what God has given us, which is an amazing mind to learn and grow and to create and to see things. And so I think the visualization that comes with that, I think that just the opportunity to learn and grow around us is there. And so doing that, coupling it with the Word, obviously is just going to help us flourish and grow and honor and worship God more with our minds and the things that we're learning and growing. So try some of those things. Maybe let me know what you're reading and what you like to read and how you like to read, because I think that'll help encourage this whole community of just how we worship God and honor God with our minds through our reading. All right, so take some time this week and try that. Let me know how it goes. Maybe you have a hard time reading, and so I'd encourage you to check out some Audible books. Honestly, that's one of the great ways I consume lots of extracurricular books is through Audible books. I love running, and I'll listen to books when I'm doing that, or when I'm climbing, or when I'm driving in the car. I have an app called Dwell where I listen to the Word, and I think that's a great way to honestly to connect with the Word too, outside of physically reading it, is to just hear it read to you. And so you can get apps like that, like Dwell, to listen to the Word, and have different reading schedules in there too that will play, different subjects or different books, and so you can engage in the Word in a different way maybe. And I think that's a great way too to just be able to consume and take in different subjects, different books, different ideas. And so maybe you aren't the greatest reader. I would still encourage you to really do that, especially take some time in the Word to read. But grab Audible books too and listen to those, because audiobooks can really unlock your mind in a different way sometimes. And so I encourage you to just be engaging in reading as we worship God with our mind. All right, so let me know how that goes. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I'd love to help you guys. But God bless you guys. Looking forward to talking to you again soon. Take care.